And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to SGA Live today, June 9th, 2020 at 11 o'clock. It's been some time since we've been together in this space, and I want to apologize for the break in activities. It's been a hectic couple of weeks here as we are spinning down the semester and coming up upon the close of Spring 1. We here at Gutman appreciate you taking time to be with us on this program, which was created to reach out to the community, specifically a space for students to come together and break bread and hang out with each other and share information and to connect with your student government association. So today's show, we're going to be bringing to you members of the incoming SGA executive board and one of our senators. And we'll get to the introduction shortly. I just want to say that we've just entered what is the last week of classes, or the last day of class was yesterday, I believe, and we're now moving firmly into finals. So for those of you who will be listening to this show later on via the YouTube channel, we hope that you find success with your finals and with your last papers and anything else that you got going on the campus. The only note that I have for you before we bring on our new SGA for this week is going to be that this Friday, June 12th, we're going to present the last of the Great Grizzly House Party celebrations, and that's going to be all access, which means the DJ is going to be spinning all the music from all the genres for 2 of the hours of the night from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on the Gutman Community College Instagram live. So please join us there. It's been a fun go so far. We had Latin night, we had hip hop and R&B night, and we had world music night in the past 3 Fridays, and that's been an exciting time where various members of the community showed up. Even the dean himself got in on the action, and so it's a fun place to get together and just share some space with each other, listen to some really good music. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the images, go to our speaker view, and introduce to you the first of our SGA members, and that is Jerain Nieves, who's coming into your 2020-2021 year as the president of the Student Government Association. And rather than have me do an introduction, what I'm going to do is ask each member of the SGA to give you a little sense of who they are, where they're from, what they're studying, and what kind of things will be important to them as they start to take over for the new year when their term begins on July 1st. And this is an opportunity for us to get to know our incoming student leaders and see what they're about and how they're going to approach the year. So, Jerain, are you with us on the line?
Hi, yeah, I am.
All right. So why don't you go ahead and take this space and let us know a little bit about yourself and all the things that I had mentioned.
Hi, yeah, I'm Jerain. I think people call me Jay, because my name is very long. um, I'm an urban studies major. I live on Long Island, but I am from Puerto Rico. And yeah, that's it. I'm 19. I'm sure many people have seen me walking around with my guide dog. I have a black lab. His name is Ezekiel, but we call him Easy for short because he only really responds to that name. Um, and yeah, that's really it.
Very
I'm
cool.
really
And
happy to be the school's next president. I'm definitely gonna try and do my best to help everybody out.
well, let's talk a little bit about that, Jay. What prompted you to run for the Student Government Association president? Let's let the people know a little bit about your motivations for becoming the student body president.
So one of the things that really got me to really sign up to be student body president is one, for me, I like the school. It has a really great sense of community, and I just wanted to bring everybody in together more and bring more student advocacy into the government administration and kind of let them know how the students are feeling about everything and help out the students as much as I can because it's honestly like why I joined, you know. I have friends call me and like, you know, they talk to me about things and I want to do that on like kind of like a bigger scale. I want to just help out overall as many people as I can in this position when it comes to supporting our student body and the people that go to the school and even like visitors, make sure they have a nice experience, make sure they have a good time, do everything I can to just kind of make everybody feel welcomed and yeah.
Okay. Very good. And let's talk a little bit about uh, your journey through Gutman from before, because you're just finishing up your first year as a student. So, you know, coming in as a first year student and now sitting here on the back end, preparing to assume one of the key student leadership roles on the campus. What was your journey in your first year at Gutman like?
Um, For me personally, it was a lot of up and downs, only because I am a further commuter. So, you know, that always has its ups and downs. But overall, the sense of community in the school, I really loved it. I really loved like the charm that the school has because it really makes you feel connected, not just to like everybody else, but like just like mentally, you know, you just get in the zone and you have like this like mentality where it's like, okay, like, you know, I can connect with so many different people and I could have so many different opportunities. So let me try and branch out as much as I can, let my name be known, and you know, that type of mentality. I absolutely loved all of my professors. They're like they're great. I literally loved all my professors. They're so great. They're very cooperative. They're very understanding, but at the same time they're still professors, so that's why I really appreciated them. And as well as my cohorts, I love my cohort. They all know we have a group chat and we're all just like really close, and you know, that's why I really like this school because it brings people together, and it really it, this school like helps bring out your strengths, your weaknesses, and everything in between. And it helps you realize a lot about yourself. It helps you grow. And I personally really appreciate it. So that's an experience that I really had. Commuting was very interesting for me. I'm not like used to commuting that much. And mainly because like when I was younger, I was never really let out of the house much. But now it's just more like I'm thrown into the world and I'm very excited. Um, I am a people person, so I tend to talk to random strangers and even in school and people look at me funny, but it's like, oh, then we, you know, start to talk more, and you know, then like we follow each other on Instagram, and it's like, oh, hey, you want to go to lunch later? Yeah, sure. And then we like do homework together and stuff like that. So you know, it's a big sense of community, and I really appreciate the professors in it too, so that's always great.
All right. Well, you know, shout out to the professors who, you know, are critical to making a college experience something that students will enjoy and remember. So I'm sure they'll appreciate being given some recognition. Let's switch it up a little bit and move to our next member of the executive board, and that's going to be Miguel Tejada. Miguel, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Miguel, same thing with you. Give me yes, yes. Okay, we'll give you cake in a second. Miguel, introduce yourself to the community and let us know a little bit about the gentleman who's going to be vice president of student government.
So my name is Miguel Tejeda. I'm from the Dominican Republic, and I only have 3 years and a half in the United States. And my major is human services, and I would like um what made me to choose to be the to run for these positions for vice president for next year. It was the same of community as Jay say, like I am the type of person who like to be involved around the my environment, and I feel like if I'm by I was part if I was part of the student government, I could help a lot of people to come together and help them to and be their voice to in this higher level.
Very cool. And so, I'll ask you a similar question. So, being now that you're at the end of your first year, looking back, what do you think has been important for you in shaping the experience that you had at government? What kind of things stand out?
I mean, I will say like at the beginning of this year, this first year was a little bit hard because like it was a new journey, but like the sense of community like, in government, we feel like I feel at home, and I have a lot of people around me who can help me, and I can help them too. And I feel like that was important to me. Like feel like I have people to help me, and like when I need help, we can help each other. Like that was very important to me.
And that seems to come off of our academic model, in which we have the cohorts and the house design, which puts you in with your classmates and your peers in the same classes day to day, so you're able to build that relationship. But it seems like you were also able to establish relationships outside of the classes with folks as well. Is that the case?
Yes.
Very cool, very cool. And very quick, what would you say is your favorite memory so far of your first year? What stands out for you as like a really cool moment outside of becoming the vice president of student government?
I will say the UMAC organizations, the program. I also part of UMAC, and like we have a lot of session that where we get together and speak about our journey at government, our experiences, stuff like that. And one that was a particular uh time when we get together and speak like what were some of the challenges during this year and how we can overcome these challenges.
Very cool. And you're referring, of course, to the United Men of Color, which is Gutman's version of the Black Male Initiative, which creates space for students to come together and support each other in a couple of different ways. And it's a space that's not only for men, all gender representations
Hmm.
are welcome, as well as all ethnicities and backgrounds and cultures. So that's an awesome experience that you had. Um, we're going to switch now to our next member of the executive board, and that's going to be the treasurer, Renan Barcia. Renan, are you with us?
Yeah, how's it going?
All right. So, the same thing, Renan. Give us a little bit of an introduction into yourself and your motivations for running for the Student Government Association.
Hi, my name's Renan Barsha. I'm currently I guess not currently because of everything that's been happening, but I'm the captain of the soccer team. Um, I'm also a member of UMOC, which has helped me navigate the school quite a bit. Yeah, that's about it in terms of introduction. I forgot to mention I'm a business major. My motivations for running, from what I've seen of SGA prior. I've been in the I've been in the so I forgot what your room is called. I think it's the SGA room, but I've been there quite a bit, and it seems like a very comfortable space. I've talked with the treasurer a bit, and it seems like a position that I would fit into fairly well. My major motivation.
Yeah. So, a lot of people view the treasurer position as strictly the money person in an organization. But one of the things that upon deeper inspection, you're actually one of the positions that's helping our student organizations maintain good spending habits and ensuring that they're purchasing items that allow them to maximize uh, the amount of money that they receive, as well as making sure that they keep in line with the policies and procedures. So it's much more than just knowing how much money is in the budget at any time. Um, what would you say is a moment for you at Gutman that made you know that this was the place that you wanted to be and that you were going to involve yourself at a deeper level? Or was there a moment?
Kind of. Generally, I've always been thinking about joining SGA. Like before I got into Gutman, just as a title of prestige. Um, Also would deal with what I would have to do in life. Like you said, it's much more than just calculating numbers. There's a human aspect to it, and it falls into what I would want to actually do in life later, which is be I forgot what it's actually called, but climate actuary. Just to that, I call it that to give an idea of what you would actually be doing. But a moment that would define it is the first time I walked into the room. Actually, you were giving a lecture on politics. I forgot exactly what it was, and that sounds pretty broad. And that's where I got that sense of community that like this is a space that I would fit into.
Yeah, very cool, and I appreciate the shout out. It's you never know when something that's happening on the campus is going to be that spark or the catalyst that's going to motivate a student to do something, and so I appreciate you saying that, and we're looking forward to seeing how well you work with the rest of your peers, the rest of the team, to bring some energy and excitement to the campus. Renan definitely mentioned the soccer, the recreational soccer team that we were able to create soccer, playing soccer experience for our students. And luckily, they got the whole season in just before COVID shut things down. So happy to say that's been a great success, and we'll look at that again. Renan, thank you so much, and we're going to switch gears now and go to the next member of the executive office, and that is the secretary, Naomi Barrera. Naomi, are you with us?
Hey everyone, how are you? My name is Naomi Barrera. I am the incoming member, incoming secretary for the SGA. And a big reason that I joined, so let me just put this out there before anything else, before I get into any of the serious stuff. A huge reason why I joined the SGA, it's been like I watch a lot of anime, so they have their their student council, and I was like, I want to do that. But back in high school, I didn't really have the grades to be a member of the student government because of the fact that I was always bouncing from school to school. Many of you may not know, but I went to 4 different high schools growing up, and I actually found out about Gutman in 2015. So that means I'm 23 years old. I'm 23 years old, going on 24 this year. And so I'm a bit older than most of the students in Gutman. And I really wanted to join because from my very first day at Gutman, like as an orientation, the first time I came to orientation, they had these peer mentors take us around the school and kind of like show us a little bit about the school and take us around. And I met we met the previous SGA president, and she was just really cool, really nice. And I was like, I like that. I want to be a more outgoing person. And by no means at all, like, was I ever a straight A student or anything like that. Like, back in high school, I had, like, the worst grades and everything like that. And so when I came to Gutman, I was like, I want to turn everything around. Like, they always say you can't turn into a type A person if you're a type B person. And I feel that that's an absolute lie. Like, I was a complete type B person, and when I came to Gutman, I did like a whole 180. And I ended up putting my best foot forward. I wanted to become more active, more involved in the school community. And I kind of wanted to show students, because I was out of school for about 5 years, high school for 5 years. So I wanted to show students, like, I wanted to encourage them to stay in school. I wanted to encourage them, like, hey, like, it's not that easy out there without a degree. Trust me, I know. I've done it for 5 years, and it's like, to get a job, like, even a job that has slightly better pay, it's still not even worth it without a degree. So I wanted to come here and I wanted to show students, like, hey, I'm a little bit older, and I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but this is how it is out there. And you may not believe the other adults and everything like that, but take it from me, someone who's been out there, it's not easy, especially now living in New York. And so when I came to Gutman, my main thing was, it's a small school. I want to become more involved. And honestly, I can wholeheartedly say that it's been the best decision of my life coming to Gutman.
So thank you, for that, Naomi. You make a couple of points that I think are important to follow up on, and one of them is this notion that anybody can be a leader. It's not only grades that define the journey to leadership, but also desire, intent, and impact. So outside of meeting, I think you're talking about Bushra, who was the former SGA president at the time of your visit. Did anything at your time at Gutman help to solidify for you this idea of stepping up into leadership and moving forward?
Well, yeah, actually. So, growing up, I was in like these how do you explain it? Like it's like half special ed classes, half like regular classes. And so I kind of grew up with like a learning disability. And a lot of the times I felt really intimidated by the other students around me. I always felt like I wasn't very smart or anything like that. And I always put myself down. And by me putting myself down, I was putting limitations on myself. Um, and when I came to Gutman, I realized I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to take charge of my life. I'm not going to let what others think of me affect how I view myself. I know that I am capable of doing great things if I really put my mind to it. And so I just kind of wanted to put any negativity out the door. And when I came to Gutman, I was like, you know, I know what it's like to feel helpless. I know what it's like to be scared to ask for help. I know what it's like to, you know, just not know what's going on. And so I wanted to kind of just take charge. I was like, you know what? You're not going to let things scare you like that anymore. And you know what? Something that my mother always taught me, you know, don't be scared to ask for help because there might be someone else who might have the same question as you, and you're helping them out by asking for help. And so
I think we lost Naomi there for a second, so we're gonna allow the technical difficulty to bring her back to us. But to continue on her thread as the computer reconnects her, you know, the point being that anyone can opt into leadership, and it's a matter of seeking out the opportunity and then engaging it so that it helps you create the kind of experience that you're hoping to pull, but also
oh, I'm sorry,
engage your community. Yeah, you got cut off, so I try to fill the space there while you came back. So go ahead and finish your thought, Naomi.
Where was I? What did you guys last hear?
You were talking about having gone through the experience of these hybrid
Oh,
special education courses and feeling like you were not going to be able to be a leader, and then
yeah.
making a conscious decision.
And so when I came to Gutman, I also I'm the youngest of three in my family, and people always have this perception of the youngest always being spoiled and bratty and just dumb. And I didn't want to fall into that, you know, category or anything like that. I didn't want people to believe that kind of stereotype. Because I do feel that I am incredibly hardworking. And one thing that I can definitely say is that if you want to be a successful student, surround yourself with people who have the same goal as you. And I could definitely thank the people that I am friends with. Like I have a couple of friends who are in the SGA. I have an amazing best friend who's in all my classes with me, and she supports me as much as I support her. So all I can say is that if you want to be a leader, surround yourself with leaders, and you will learn how to lead. Um, and that's pretty much what I can say for that. Um, yeah.
Okay, very cool. So hold that thought because we got to introduce one more person, and then we'll get into a a bigger conversation. But we have a senator, and that's Angel Grandizio. So Angel, are you with us? Angel? I see your name on the screen. I just can't hear you. All right. So Angel is here. And while you're working on the communication part, you can use the chat right now to go ahead and give us a sense of who you are, what you're studying, where you're coming from, and what brought you to SGA.
Okay. Can you hear me all right?
Can hear you just fine.
Okay. Yes, my name is Angelica Grandizio. I go by Angel from my friends. Um, I am running. I am now going to be the new senator, well, only senator. Um, I am from Manhattan. I was born in Guatemala. Um, I'm currently going to possibly go into my fourth year because I took a semester off. Or is it my third year? I'm not really sure. But yeah, so I'm really happy to be becoming the only senator for this incoming SGA.
Well, it's interesting you say only senator. That's only senator at the moment because we're doing our best to recruit as we continue forward into the spring 2 semester and the official start of the term of office for the incoming SGA. We're going to be recruiting folks. So, Angel, give us a sense of what was the thing that you felt you wanted to contribute to the campus, or like what was your leadership goal coming in so that people could get a sense of why they might want to consider being a senator. We have 4 open positions in the senator spot. So tell us a little bit about that.
All right. The reason I wanted to become an SGA was because I wanted to like help the students who really wanted to have their voices set it out into the Gutman community. Um, just help them put it into the executive uh, leadership or Gutman Association. So and I thought it would be a really good opportunity for me because well, since now with the epidemic happening, I am like less involved with my friends, um, or coming more like involved by myself in general. So, and I thought it would be good for me to like be more involved with the Gutman community. So, yeah.
That's something that I think is we'll pick up from there and move forward. And so first of all, thank you everyone for the introduction and letting us know a little bit about yourselves and what brought you to the SGA and what your experience at Gutman has been. It is our sincere hope that generally everybody's experience is a good one. And in the places where it's not, the SGA is one of those bodies that is given the power and the leverage to advocate on behalf of student concerns, and so there really is no limit to what the SGA can do in terms of supporting its fellow students, the student body. And I think, in the time that we have left, I want to kind of go over, if we can, what are the important issues of the day for our students, and with respect to what the incoming members of the SGA have seen. Of course, the chat is open, so if you want to write stuff into the chat, the members of the audience are welcome to do that. But I'll ask any member of the incoming SGA, what do we see, or what do you feel are the important issues facing students right now? Critically, you can look at this from any one of a number of lenses, and I'll give you the space to go ahead and cover that. So you can just go ahead and unmute yourself and chime in, and I'll try to make sure I catch who the first person is so that we're not talking over each other. So the question again is, what do we think are the major issues or concerns for our Gutman students at this moment?
Well, if I could just chime in on this, I feel like a major issue for our current Gutman students is, well, a lot that's going on outside right now, like outside of our school, the issues and crises that we're currently facing in our nation. I've spoke about this before with other people, but as Gutman having such a large Hispanic, Afro-Latina and black student body, I think that what's going on right now outside of our school is a really important matter, and it's really hard to like focus on school when so much. I'm not saying the school isn't important, but when such an important issue arises, well, it's always been here, but more than ever, when it arises, it's really hard to focus on what you have to do for school because you feel angry, you feel upset, you feel bothered, you feel hurt. Like, and as someone, I have a beautiful black nephew, and he's the most adorable little thing in the world, Egyptian, Guyanese, Puerto Rican, and oh my God, I love that little boy to the world. It upsets me to think that yeah, he might be all like cute and happy now and everything like that, but one day he's gonna grow up and one day he's gonna be angry. One day he's gonna be hurt by everything that's going on. And God forbid if we can't fix what's going on, what does that mean for him? What happens to him if one day he's possibly targeted? That really scares me a lot. And so it hurts me to think that anyone would ever want to hurt such a beautiful little boy or hurt anyone at all. Like a lot of the people who have wrongfully been murdered are innocent people who leading good lives, and they die for the reason of just being black. And I don't feel that that's okay. I feel that we have to have reform. We have to do better by our black citizens, especially since like we are a minority for a reason, because there are less of us than there are of the white people in America. So we have to protect each other. We have to look out for each other. So it doesn't matter whether you're Asian, whether you're Hispanic, whether you're black. We are all the same, and we all have to look out for each other equally. And I do feel that we do have to do better as a whole. We have to stand together because, like the saying goes, a house divided can't stand.
Yeah, thank you for that, Naomi. One small correction though I will offer is that the term minority is actually relates to structures of power, specifically where white privilege and white power are the default standards, and folks that fall outside of that are considered minorities. So it's really one of the things that we look at is minoritized is the term, or marginalized a lot of times, and that's in relation to the power structures, and that I believe that and I got to do some research on this. I'm not sure, but I did see somewhere that actually posited that Black and brown communities make up a larger percentage of the American population than people think, and so the term minority really is not an apt descriptor for us. But it's
I apologize for my error.
that's okay. This is an educational institution, and we're all learning and trying to have the most up-to-date and accurate information. But you do make a good point about the current events that are happening that are affecting huge members of our United States population, certainly huge numbers of our Gutman family, with regard to the students that we serve, and the places that they come from. And that in partnership with, I think, this corona or COVID pandemic has created a sense of urgency that we have not seen in a really long time. I'd be curious to hear from some of your other peers. I know Miguel wrote in the chat that he agrees with you completely. But is there any other issues that we feel are pressing our students that are, have them in a state of distress?
I have one.
Okay.
There's the grades where people might want like to actually earn their grades for their GPA. There's some like who want to really want to get through with this with that class that they've already done or have to repeat, and they want to get that grade, but don't want like to bring up their GPA at the time. So I think that's one of the issues in the college area.
Yeah, if what I'm hearing is correct, Angel, and we'll link it to comments that were said before, the current state of affairs really has people's attention. The Black Lives Matter, the unlawful killing of Black members of our community, the COVID pandemic, really have occupied a lot of space in our thoughts and our time. And so when you complicate that with, you need to submit your grades, you need to do your papers, you need to do these assignments, it makes it really hard if people are not focused on that stuff. And so that our grade change policies is something that we've tried to do in CUNY to help students gain a little bit of clarity around this and some footing. But it's not easy, and there's some tough decisions that need to be made with regard to classes. So I definitely hear what you're saying. As we come up on the last couple of minutes of our chat, and what I want to do is again thank everyone for taking time to be with us on this beautiful 82-degree day. I hope that you're able to get outside safely with your masks on and enjoy some of the day. I'm gonna, typically the president of an organization is seen as the mouthpiece of that organization. In this instance, they are the mouthpiece for the student body as well. Jay, give us, if you would, please, some final thoughts on like how this SGA is going to move forward in its term. What kind of goals you think we're going to be coming up with? I know they're not concrete yet, but I'm sure you have some ideas of the direction that we want to go in.
Oh, definitely, of course. I feel like everyone should definitely stay safe when either protesting or just out and about in general, because it can be really dangerous out there. Even if you're just minding your business, not even being part of the protest, there has been instances where people have died because they have been shot or something, just simply because of walking, because police think that they are just protesting when they're just going to the grocery store. So I definitely always recommend, staying safe and being very cautious of your surroundings. Sorry, that's the dog in the background. Another thing that I feel is very important is just, honestly, in my opinion, I feel like we're all just very tired and very stressed, which is very understandable because the world around us, it feels like it's falling apart. But in actuality, it's rebuilding itself, We're rewriting history. A lot of changes have occurred, positive and negative changes have occurred due to everything that's been going on. I feel like when it comes to schoolwork to me it's very important, but at the end of the day, they were all right, everyone that was talking earlier was very right when it came to talking about it. It's hard to concentrate when the world around you seems like it's falling apart little by little, and it's like, oh, you have to get this paper done. Okay, I'll get it done. But then like you sit down and write it, and it's really hard to process all these thoughts. But overall, leaving all this aside, for this new year, we were talking about it, and me and the SGA were talking about, like the goals and stuff. We definitely want to bring everyone a bit closer together. That's always going to be a goal, because there's such a big sense of community in the school, having certain events maybe online, and you know, if CUNY like allows it, for when we go back to school, if everything's good, hopefully we can have certain events on campus, bring everybody together and stuff. So that's definitely always going to be a number one priority when it comes to the SGA. And honestly, all I can really say is stay safe, no matter who you are, white, brown, black. Even if you bring your dog out, just be careful, because it's, anything could happen in a matter of seconds. So that's really all I can say.
Thank you for that, Jay. And so you have it, folks. Your SGA for the 2020-2021 academic term. It's an SGA that is taking office at a time like no other in our history. Working from home, sheltering in place, pandemic protocols, but also a very serious look at race and all the ugly truths that come with that in America are being discovered, found out, and posted and talked about in a way that I don't think we've seen in a really long time here. And so the SGA has a lot of work cut out for it as it begins to represent its students and do the work of ensuring that their needs are tended to and met by the institution. They're going to be working remotely from home until we're allowed to get back to campus. And even if we get back to campus, it's probably going to look and feel different than what we're used to. The world is going to change, and we have yet to see what that is. But rest assured that we're going to use all of the avenues that are available to us to bring you access to and connect you with your SGA. And that's what SGA Live is and has been. We'll be taking a brief hiatus after today's show. And then as the new SGA comes back into office in the spring 2 semester, we're going to bring you new shows with new members of the SGA. And it's going to be exciting. So please stay tuned for that and watch the Gutman web pages and social media for the announcements of when we bring SGA Live and back to you all. But for the moment, what we want more than anything is for you to please stay safe, be careful when you go out into the world, interrogate everything, and we hope to see you at the Salute to Graduates, which is, if you're graduating, happens next week, Thursday. And let me give you a little bit of a image for that. So the Salute to Graduates is Thursday, June 18th, 2020. We're going to be sending out updated information to you via your Gutman web address, email address. But before we get to that, this Friday, June 12th, from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on the Gutman Instagram, we're going to have all access Great Grizzly House Party. And we're hoping that you folks join us for the last party of the semester. And remember that today's show has been brought to you by the letters S, G, and A. Student Government Association of Gutman Community College is happy to serve you, anxious to be a part of your Gutman experience, and we're all looking to make sure that we transition to the new year together. So with that being said, we'll stop recording the show. Thank you, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.